Hey all, welcome to ShareTrack. This is Raj here. Friends, after a great weekend, I was watching the markets today and I made a few purchases. At least I put orders in place. I have to check whether I have got them or not. But overall, I think the markets, all the indices ended up slightly positive. So that was a good thing. VIX is way below 20. So that's also a good thing in my opinion. And there is sufficient momentum. So I'm a bit optimistic, and today's video is going to be about CRISPR Therapeutics because they came up with their earnings. One of our subscribers had asked me, when is CRISPR Therapeutics going to report its earnings? And I was thinking it was 7th, so I just said it's likely to be on the 7th. But to my surprise, this evening when I started work, I saw the earnings report from CRISPR Therapeutics, so I had a quick read of it, and today's video is going to be my reaction to the earnings release from CRISPR Therapeutics and what I think about it. So without further ado, let's get started. Welcome back, friends. So today we're going to talk about CRISPR Therapeutics, and I'm feeling very optimistic after the report, not because of any major revelation other than the fact that they have been able to reduce their expenses significantly. They bet the EPS. So that's what is one of the sources of my optimism. The other source of my optimism is the fact that the PDUFA date is nearing for Exa-cel for SCD, and soon in the first quarter of 2024 we'll have TDT also approved with by the FDA. So those two things, those 3 points are the ones that keep me motivated about CRISPR Therapeutics. But let's have a look at their earnings. In their earnings report, they said a marketing authorization application for Exa-cel has been submitted to the Saudi Food and Drug Authority, and Exa-cel being for sickle cell disease. And the fact that a lot of African people have sickle cell disease, and Saudi Arabia has got a lot of money. So if we put those two things together, I think that's a very, very positive development in my opinion. So that's another cause for bullishness on my part, because this is a very positive move, and most probably the therapy will be approved by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia as soon as FDA gives the green signal. And very soon after FDA, we'll have the European Medicines Authority also giving a approval for Exa-cel. So it's all looking good. And CRISPR Therapeutics continues to advance CTX320, which is an investigational program targeting lipoprotein A, and remains on track to enter the clinic in the first half of 2024. So as it goes into clinical trials, phase 1 clinical trial, I think that this could potentially be up on offering for a partnership. So friends, whatever I'm talking about is not everything that was there in the earnings report. There was a whole lot of things in the earnings report, but these are the stuff that caught my attention, and that's what I'm going to talk about today. If you want, you can always go to the CRISPR Therapeutics website, go into the investor section. You can read the transcript entirely. But these are my highlights from the earnings. And going further, in October, CRISPR Therapeutics received a new grant from Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation to research in vivo gene editing of hematopoietic stem cells and progenitor cells, which is called as HSPC. And the grant builds upon CRISPR Therapeutics' proprietary gene editing technology and expertise in editing HSPCs, and contributes to efforts to accelerate transformative medicine for global health. So the fact that Bill and Melinda Gates are pumping in some money is again a positive. But how much money? I think it's not much in this case. I'll explain why as we talk about the finances. Now, CRISPR also bet on EPS but failed miserably on revenue. So the street expected an EPS of negative $9.89, and CRISPR delivered almost 30% better, coming in with an EPS of minus 1.41. So this is a key metrics where they exceeded, and a 30% beat on EPS is absolutely a bullish factor for CRISPR Therapeutics, and this is one of the main reasons why I'm excited. However, CRISPR failed miserably in the revenue department. They made only 100K against an expectation of 8.66 million. But friends, as I always say, for these companies, revenue is very difficult to estimate, and a revenue miss likely won't hurt the stock price. This minuscule revenue, I assume, includes the grant from Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, because if the revenue is only 100K, so I think it's not a very big contribution. But post-market, CRISPR Therapeutics dipped 8 cents. But I personally don't think that the results were too bad. I am expecting CRISPR Therapeutics to stay strong when the market opens tomorrow. The EPS beat and the significant cost reduction as compared to same quarter last year is a very encouraging factor. The PD-UFA date is fast approaching and should contribute to a bit of bullishness given the entire market being positive, thanks to the job report and thanks to the benign Fed. So keeping all those things in mind, I don't think CRISPR Therapeutics share price is going to be affected negatively by this report. Now let's go into the details of the finances. So in the third quarter, the cash position was 1.739 million. As against 1.868 million in September 30, 2023. So we have dipped a little bit, but that is to be expected when a company is coming up with a therapy that's very close to being monetized, when a PD-UFA date is very close, and a lot of other therapies are being processed. In fact, if the cash position did not fall that much, I would be a little worried. But I think this is not a cause of concern. R&D expenses were also down from 116.6 million earlier in the September 30, 2023 period to 90.7 million in the third quarter of 2023. So I think from a R&D expenses perspective as well, a cost trimming has happened. G&A expenses have also fallen down from 27 million in the similar quarter last year to around 18.3 million in the last 2023 Q3. So in all those parameters, they have done well, and which is all reflected in the EPS with a 30% beat in EPS. Collaboration expenses were down to 23.4 million from 38.9 million for the same quarter in the previous year. And overall, the net loss also was reduced significantly to 112.2 million as compared to 174.5 million for the same quarter in the previous year. So overall, I am thinking that this is a very, very strong showing, given the fact that the company is doing a whole lot of work with the FDA on the PD-UFA. It's also progressing the CTX series. It's also progressing the VCTX series. So there is significant cost control happening, really good performance. Now let us look at the price charts before we go further ahead. So here we are in the price chart for CRISPR Therapeutics, and each of these candles is a one-day candle. And as you can see, my friends, because of the earnings anticipation, the stock price started going up, and today it had a bit of a drop out here on the 6th of November. It opened high and it fell down. It was stopped by the support, which is at 51.55, and the share finished the day at 51.58. So our supports are working well. The RSI is in the overbought area, so there should be a bit of consolidation, a little bit of a breather, and then march forward. MACD is also looking very bullish. So overall, it is looking good in my opinion. And if we were to look at their earnings out here, you can see again the 29.12% beat on EPS and the 98% fail on revenue. So that's what we have here. I do not see any major bullish patterns, except for the fact that our 9-day exponential moving average has crossed over the 20-day exponential moving average, so which is a golden cross, which is the bullish sign. So from a candlestick perspective, I don't see any bullish patterns, but from technicals, I am seeing a golden cross out here, which is likely to become a second golden cross on Tuesday when the share price goes up further. So 2 golden crosses in a row will start the bull channel in my opinion. And we have got 2 support out here, and also we have an immediate support at 51.55, and the next resistance is at 54.4 cent, which is what I think CRISPR will tackle on Tuesday. But friends, regardless of whatever I think, it's the market sentiments that matter. This is my sentiment, and I hope I am in sync with the market. We'll find out that tomorrow. And now to the things that I was looking for in the report but could not find. The first one I was looking was information on qualified treatment centers. That's the name I have come up with for those special places where the patients will have to go for donating their cells and to get the infusion. So I think Bluebird calls them QTCs, or qualified treatment centers. So I was hoping that I would get an idea of how many CRISPR and Vertex have put up for the Exacell treatments, and they are going to potentially get approval somewhere in December. So they need to be up and running and be able to receive patients and start the transfusion process. So I don't think I found that data out there. I did a quick read. So if any of you found that information, just please put it in the comment, but I did not see any of that. So that was one thing I missed. The other thing I was looking for and did not find was some information on the next milestones for the VCTX series 210, 211, 212, 213 for diabetes, because the clinical trial has been ongoing. Some information on data or some information on potential milestones would have been helpful, but nothing was there. And the other thing I was looking for and did not find was some hint about which therapies are up for collaboration, or if any collaboration talks are in progress, because that's the hint that the marketing head had given us, that they will be moving towards having collaboration with big pharma for pipeline items, and that could bring in revenue, reduce the risk. And so that was also another reason why CRISPR started going positive. So the other thing that I was looking for and I didn't get any information is that I was looking for any hint on how many players have been lined up and if any agreements have been reached for financing Exacell, just like Bluebird had declared. But CRISPR did not give any detail to the best of my knowledge in their earning report. I scanned the entire earning report, but I didn't have any. If you recollect, Bluebird Bio on the run-up to the approval of Zynteglo, they had already disclosed how they were approaching pays and the cashback arrangement and other things. So even that I was looking for, and any hint on possible sales price of Exacell, and if they could, if they plan to provide any money back guarantee like Bluebird did for Zynteglo. So there was no information like that in the earnings release. So in the absence of all these information, going by the overall bullish market sentiment and the strong EPS beat by CRISPR, and the fact that the fast approaching PDUFA date is also going to generate some amount of excitement, and also them reducing their expenses significantly and coming up more efficient. All those things make me feel very, very optimistic on CRISPR. So I'm cautiously bullish on CRISPR because, as I said, the overall environment being positive can change on a dime because there are too many geopolitical risks and also local political risks in the US. So I would keep my fingers crossed, but I don't think that the earnings release has damaged the price prospects for CRISPR. So with that said, I would like to end this video, and I would like to get your thoughts because you guys are also experienced investors and many of you have been investing in genomic therapies for a while, and some of you have been very close observers of CRISPR. So put your thoughts in the comments below and share it with our community. I will benefit from it, and also the rest of the people who watch ShareTrek will benefit from your comments. So with that, I would like to end this video here. Thanks and have a great day, and bye for now.